Good evening, everyone. We are 20 Sides Silver Story, and this is Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Corey, and leading these guys, and one gal who doesn't have to be here tonight, through this newest module from Wizards of the Coast. We'll get right into it pretty quickly. Just wanted to note that if you haven't had a chance, for those of you watching for the first time or maybe catching the replay on YouTube, check out our Discord channel. 20 Sides is a pretty active community. We have stuff going on all times a day, and it doesn't just focus on TTRPGs. We have console gaming. We people get really interested in most everything, including art and drawing and whatnot. So it's also not so big that would be intimidating. I think for me, joining certain Discord channels, it's just overwhelming. But this 20 Sides is definitely not it. So if you haven't gotten a chance, do so. I think you'll be happy. Yeah, and so we are gonna roll right in here. The background of sort of what has been happening. The characters are aware of the Red Dragon army slowly advancing into the plains of Solemnia, and they're basically on the border, near a town or a city, really, Kalaman. The players started out in a place called Vogler, which is a small village, sort of a little bit of a distance away from Kalaman, and they witnessed firsthand the devastation of the Dragon Army on all levels, and that includes not just physical devastation, but the ability to manipulate forces through monetary reasons and just bribe their way into power. But they definitely saw the physical destruction of the village. But thankfully, they were able to evacuate most of the villagers and get them safely downriver to Kalaman. In Kalaman, they were able to safely negotiate that the villagers would be protected within the city of Kalaman. In exchange for the fact that they would be co-opted by the militia of the city, sort of as a special unit. And so they've gone on a number of missions. But the most recent one was to Wheelwatch Outpost, which was on the very border of Kalaman's jurisdiction, and it had been taken over. They knew had been taken over by the Red Dragon Army, and their mission was to get it back. They successfully did so. They infiltrated the outpost, and that's where we left it last week, and managed to, with the help of quite a few of the former people of Vogler, basically take it back over. And so where we will leave off, where we will start tonight is where we left off last week. And that is basically they managed to open the gates of this outpost, which would allow the militia, technically a militia of Kalaman, but mostly made up of people from Vogler, including their former mayor, to basically ransack the place and drive whatever remains of the Red Dragon Army out of it. I'm going to let the characters introduce themselves at this point as we start there. One note, we're missing one of our players tonight, and I can only imagine the nonsense that will ensue because that player was the mom of the group, or the character of that player was the mom of the group, and probably the only voice of reason. So who knows what will happen from here on out. So we'll start with Alex to introduce his character.
I'm the favorite son. I just would like to say is Quinton and Miranda kind of came into the story a bit together. They're from the same village, and they both were setting out on a similar objective to take the test of high sorcery, become, I guess, credentialed wizards. Um, so they've made some progress on that after they came to Calaman, and right now, I guess Quinton's his whole life, his whole objective was to find some talent that he could employ to do some good in the world, and so he's living that dream right now, being in service to Calaman. He's very much socially awkward and has a lot of maturing to do, and I think being with the group, some of that, especially this most recent mission that we went on, that required a lot of planning and finesse to be able to pull off. He's starting to maybe see himself differently, um, in his role within the group and what his talents are versus what their talents are. Such so.
Okay. Move down to David.
Hello, I play Cass, a human rogue who claims to be a scholar from the Great Library of Palanthas. Yeah, and Cass was feeling a little claustrophobic, closed into the small fort, so was all too eager to open the gate, even if it meant facing combat. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from there. There may be some in the party who doubt Cass or has suspicions that they have more skills than they let on, as evidenced by being asked to pick a lock last session. But we'll see where that goes.
Okay. Isaac.
Hello, I am playing Brallin, and Brallin, I think, would not be one of those people. He doesn't. He just assumes that you are a simple-minded scholar, and someone he feels like he's figured out at this point. As far as Brallin, he is a human Drake Warden Ranger. He is, I always say he is, but he's a bit quick to act, kind of slow to think. And there's so many things going on with him. First off, he has a little Drake he's hiding in his back. He still has a buddy in Cass. He thinks, I don't know. He's trying to figure out how he has a mom, but he could still be related to to Quinton somehow. And then of course he has his knight that he has sworn an oath to Squire Kato, who is like a few years younger than him. So there's a lot going on with him, and he's just pretty much his goal. He's a big, lovable guy that is just looking to try to protect people the best he can.
Okay. Last but very not least, Dawson.
Hi, I'm Daw. I'm playing Kato, who is a level 5 human Oath of the Crown Paladin. The least brightest son out of the lot has a habit of what he thinks is good decisions at very poor times that are made. He is a squire and will stay at that position. No chance for promotion. That's sake. He's a champion of a deity. He has no idea who it even is. Has a habit of bringing back dead people who aren't really that back and start attacking people, but he doesn't know that. Not the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Doesn't matter. Decided to be a knight to help supply and fund his family back home. Turns out it's a little bit more than he's bargained for at this point.
Why? And so Miranda is not with us tonight. She will take a healing role in the background as we start. And so upon opening the gate and preparing the signal, there is a little bit of immediate backlash within the fortress as the Red Dragon Army realizes that you've been sabotaged. But the militia of Kalaman is not hidden too far away, and they're able to get up there quite quickly, well within the time it takes for you to hold off the onslaught. And they're very, very quickly able to overwhelm just by sheer numbers. Definitely not by talent, though. If you recall, these were very new recruits who were coming at it with you. And so you opening the gate really was the only way you were going to prevent a massive slaughter of these individuals. And so, so in the matter of hours, this place is overrun. And so there was a lot of emotion, like positive emotion. Maybe some of it a little bit misplaced as you hear some of the younger soldiers, younger grunts talking about, the heroic actions they did, which in your estimation, all of your estimation, was probably not that heroic at the end of the day compared to things you have done. Having said that, you needed them and they needed you to accomplish the task. Nearly all of the individuals holding down the fort were slaughtered, but Raven comes to you and says, there is one left over, and he's conscious. We plan to interrogate him, but we thought perhaps would any of you like to assist in that regard?
Gas kind of looks at their companions, and we've been in a position before where we've been invited to question, and I think we got the answers we were looking for. We didn't have to resort to violence. I think we could collaboratively attempt to do the same again.
If it helps, I have the capabilities of rooting out deceptions that people have that they don't wish to say. Some would say it's the ability to have a truth zone, if you will.
I'm not following.
It's better if I just show you than just say it.
When'd you get this thing?
Last night.
You're just full of surprises. First the horse, and now another spell. Well, lead on, Sir Knight.
Now, before we go
I'm
in
not
here,
a Sir nor a knight. Just putting that out there.
we have a reason to believe that there could be some undercover agents, possibly, within Kalaman. Maybe this fellow, that might be some good information to root out of him.
All right. Right. Yeah, good. What else shall we ask him about?
And she says specifically, Raven says, but just be prepared. I don't think he had any position of leadership. The one officer that we saw immediately fled when he saw the tides were turning against him and the army. And we were quite shocked to learn that they had here, I guess one of those Dragonlance, those creatures that they're like dragons, but not quite. And he jumped on its back. We saw that from the walls. It was behind the fort. I say that only because to warn you, he might not have been in the position to know much. But I'm not stopping you from asking.
Maybe he would know if they had like a fallback point or where that officer might be going.
Indeed.
But that wasn't DM. That wasn't Ardlick who escaped, right? You told us Ardlick fell.
No, it was not. Oh, it was. Sorry. Yes, it was Ardlick. Yes. Ardlick basically ran.
Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking Ardlick was a different person. Yes, Ardlick basically ran. Do they give a name of Ardlick Vance ran? I don't have a name for this officer, so I'll make something.
And you'd said that we found only 2 living prisoners afterward, a Kender and a Kalaman militia member.
Yes. So prison. Okay. Lanal Brent. He was posted here in the area. And so he was taken against his will. He has a story to tell, but yeah, against his will. And then the Kender, Elgo Ditcher. And Elgo just wanted to see what was going on. He doesn't know why he's in prison.
Could you give the name? I'm sorry, one more time of the
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. Lanal Brent.
Okay.
It's like anal with an L in front of it.
Lanel.
Lanal.
Lanel and Ardlick. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone
I'll never
specific wrote
forget.
this entire.
Cass will recommend that maybe they talk to Lanal just to figure out what exactly happened, to get more information before they go in and interrogate the new prisoner.
Repeat that real quick. Sorry.
Cass
You're
wants to
gonna
talk to Lanal first,
Okay.
just so they can get more information about what befell the fort, and they just will have a little bit more solid footing when they interrogate the other prisoner, the new prisoner.
So it turns out, I mean, it's really not Lanal's fault. I mean, it's totally understandable. Lanal was actually in prison before they took over the fort. He got drunk while on duty and was thrown in the prison. And now just sort of sat there and watched the outpost be taken over. In fact, the Kender, who was within earshot, you can't sort of avoid him. Is insistent that that's also what happened to her.
The two of you are having a drinking party prior to the invasion?
She's like, no. I came up, and those fancy people in their black, fancy armor. You're wearing it right now. In fact, that armor. So, I told them that it's a Kender's right to explore forts and castles and anything they want. And they said no, and I said yes, and they said no, and I said yes, and eventually here I am. So I did get to explore this prison, but I'm hoping to explore the rest of it.
Yes, probably will not fire any follow-up questions since neither of them seem particularly useful.
Um, uh, okay. Yeah, there's nothing much. Yeah, Elgo did come after the invasion, but in her own little kinder world, basically. So,
Well, maybe we should interrogate this other prisoner. They can give us some info quickly. Maybe we can catch up with that officer, identify where they're headed.
no, you're talking about the Dragon Army prisoner. Right?
Yeah.
So, sure. So yeah, the Dragon armor. I mean, they have him completely like tied down, his arms out, his legs tied down. He has been beaten up pretty badly. And there's two guards in the room with you. It's not clear if the guards were the ones beating him up or not.
Cass turns and looks expectantly at Kato.
And you said the prisoner is just splayed out, tied up?
Yeah.
He's gonna go over and take a knee next to him.
Okay.
Are you awake?
Yes. Lee,
Just-
why do you wear that armor? You're a scourge traitor.
Well, I never was one of you, to be honest. It was more of a ploy.
Take it
And,
off.
Trust me, I tend to get out of this as soon as possible. Here's what's going to happen. My friends and I are going to ask you a couple of questions, and it's going to be in your best interest to be as honest and as forthcoming with us as possible. I'm not sure how you sustained your injuries, but I'm pretty sure you don't want them to happen further now. I don't wish to use magic to influence your thoughts. I want it to be of your own free will.
Nothing you could do is worse than the Dragon Queen could do to me if I betray her.
Well, I never say anything about betrayal. Just be as honest and forthcoming as possible. And you have my word, no harm will come to you.
You can see he's clenching his jaw and just staring at you.
Zone him.
I'll cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. What's throw it up for me real quick?
Charisma save, DC 13. Boop.
Let me see what he actually is. Great Army soldier. Sorry, everyone.
So everyone in this room, by the way, is going to have to.
I feel like
all
it's-
sorts of secrets.
It won't-
All sorts of secrets.
It won't have any effect on Quinton.
Oh,
He's always under a zone of truth.
What's the DC 13? Okay.
He lives in the
Oh.
realm of truth.
Mm-hmm.
all of us.
He is under, and the zone of truth is that they're under the.
I will
zone of
know.
truth, right? Yeah. So he is under the zone of truth.
Well, let's start with the simplest question. Do you have a name?
Yes.
Do you wish to share it with us?
No.
All right, then.
He's being
He
honest.
seems
It's
he's
pretty
being very
good.
honest.
It's working, right?
Quite. Is this your first castle you've held siege to, or have laid claim to? Yourself personally.
Yes.
What made you sign on?
Money.
How do you feel about your officer who just left you to die here?
He's a shitbag. Is that what you want me to say?
You can say whatever
No,
you like.
he was a shitbag before he left us, though.
Why is that? Has he always been this hard on everyone?
No, he just is a terrible leader.
Is there anyone who's even better than him? You gotta have something better than old Ardlick.
Repeat the question. Sorry, I didn't. Corey didn't understand you.
Is there someone who'd be better than him?
Oh yeah, I mean, just some people are natural leaders. He was not.
Any of them you've met?
Spent way too much time in his office writing stuff.
And I'll look back towards Quinton on that remark that was made. Where'd you send off from? Did you just meet up at some place in the forest, or did you have a base somewhere?
We came up actually by boat, and he gives a location that's a bit up and to the northeast. I can look one up, but yeah, not super relevant. I'll put it that way. Base. He said no. Somehow. The leadership seems to know what we're doing. I assume the Dragonlance deliver messages back and forth to the officers.
I'm gonna look towards the two guards in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind leaving us for a moment?
If they're under the zone of truth, they both say yes, but they will. They leave, mostly because Raven's there too.
Mm-hmm. Raven is there as well.
She can be, but she's in the area, at least. If she's not in the room, she's right outside.
We were informed that there was some inside man of yours, or should I say one of ours before, who opened the gate for you. Who was that?
He thinks and legitimately, honestly thinks, and he says, "I don't think I know."
Was it an officer? A mere footman?
He wasn't. He wasn't someone who then joined with us. Like he wasn't. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the best way. Like it wasn't like 20 of them came up and there were 10 people inside, and suddenly when they were inside there were 21 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like someone obviously switched sides.
Hey Cass, what's that name again that they kept spouting for?
Oh, Cass
Yes.
racks their brain. Consaldi?
Consolidate. What about her?
You know her.
Well, everyone knows her. Saldi, she's the Dragon High Master.
What's that?
Basically the head of the Red Dragon Army. Like the person we all talk, just one step under the Dragon Queen.
Where is Consaldi currently?
I don't know, but I know she's preparing.
Preparing
These
for
are
what?
these are just skirmishes. She's preparing to. I mean, I don't even think you understand. Like, we're nothing. We're absolutely nothing. What you see here is just like an annoyance, like a fly or a mosquito.
What is the
And
plan?
to sweep through this region and destroy it all, to take it all over. Those who won't yield.
How would you take the place, say like Colomon, some place that's heavily guarded or heavy walls? What's the plan?
I certainly am not of the rank to know that.
Well,
But-
you've talked. I'm sure.
Oh, we have. The army itself has more people than are in Kalamon. So you piece that together.
Are there more Dragonels? Do you have more? Do you know where they come from?
Many. When war truly comes to this region, the whole sky will be the shadow of red wings.
There's some place where they hatch.
You're talking of. Well, I used to be a farmer. I don't know. They don't tell me that stuff.
Why did you join?
Money. Better than what was back home. And quite honestly, if I hadn't joined, they would probably kill me. When they swept through, they'll probably kill you all if you don't yield to them. Caliban's best bet is to just surrender now. The Dragon Queen, if they swear fealty, won't even replace the leadership. Keep it exactly the same. Life will go on exactly the same. They just need to bend the knee.
You're pathetic.
Yes.
Do you have any idea where Ardlick and his Dragonel may have taken flight to?
None specifically. Really, I don't know. It's not like we came from a camp, like a big camp specifically. If he knew of a place, or if his Dragonel knew of a place, we weren't privy to that. We weren't told of a place to run to from here if things went wrong. We were to sit here and die here if we were attacked.
I guess you're lucky that we found you, because you're not gonna die, and you'll be treated well.
By you, maybe, but not by my army. It'd be better to die. They'll just think I am telling you secrets, which I probably am.
Well, I guess only time will tell. Is there anything else of use that you have? I mean, like you say, your fate is looking pretty bleak if your beliefs come true. So you might as well tell us all that you can. They already believe that you're telling us secrets.
Nothing more than that Kalaman is a footstep on the way to greater conquests. You can yield or die.
Quinton just kind of looks around at the others. Are we done here? It feels like we're done here.
Cass will nod and walk out of the room.
Hey, Brallin, By the way, you understand we're not related at all, right? That was just a bit that we were doing before. We're not brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then Quinton just like walks out the room.
Okay. Anything else with the prisoner specifically?
I mean, I think Brallin, while we still got the zone of truth, will ask like, then what are the? I mean, he would say he understands like what we've been talking about, I believe, but what are the key principles that this army is doing why they're doing it?
And without going into like a detailed list,
Mhm.
what you specifically get is that this is the Dragon Queen's will.
Okay.
What the Red Dragon Army does, all of the Dragon armies are there for the Dragon Queen's will. The Dragon Masters of each of the Dragon armies are told what that will is. And so it's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit circular
Mhm.
in that they're there because they're told to be there. And yeah. Yeah. If you guys go on to ask questions, like non-specific questions, but just go on, you would be able to poke a few holes in that clearly individual will gets muddled up with the Dragon Queen's will. So in other words, like there's interpretation involved of what the Dragon Queen wants and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that even if all 5 Dragon Masters were told the same thing, they might interpret it in different ways. So there's this level of corruption, like in a loose sense, going on. But you would like the specific cases you heard would be petty. So.
I think he would ask what he knew about the gosh, their name escapes me. The
Consaldi?
No, not Consaldi. The dragon, the dragon,
Draconians.
Thank you, the Draconians.
Oh, okay. So I don't remember if I mentioned this to you. Huzzah! But one of the individuals, did I mention about a shapeshifter in the fortress? Okay. So that would be the big reveal. The big reveal is that he knew one of the soldiers on the compound was a Draconian, but he could appear like anyone else if he chose.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
You said that when I was up there, because my character hasn't put together that he's understood. He's understanding them, but he you say they're talking to themselves, or they when they speak, or whatnot, or
What do you mean?
the Draconians, like, because I know that they're being like, you said that they are being kind of. There's a sense of.
I wouldn't quite say telepathy, like if like not divine, but unlike human. So yeah. So if we talked about this philosophy, what I just talked about, some free will inserts itself into the Dragon Queen's will. That's only with the non-Draconian mortals. The Draconians only do the Dragon Queen's will. But they're not like, or as far as you know, they're not telepathically connected to the Dragon Queen. But yeah, they are servants of the Dragon. Like they are, you don't know this yet, but they're there because of the Dragon Queen. So maybe. but they have been born with the idea that their allegiance is to the Dragon Queen and no one else. So, but a couple things to note: when it's the Sivak, Sivak, Sivak Draconian, who that was the individual when the Draconian was killed, reverted to its form. So you knew that it was this Draconian in a weird form.
Mm-hmm. Then I guess I would ask if there are any tells of that shapeshifter. That the guy would.
Not that we could see. He took his shape from someone dead, so there wouldn't be two of them in one place. But yeah, he doesn't have a, maybe if one of them knew something that the other didn't, he's guessing at this point, though. He doesn't. He will say the only Sivak he's ever met is this one. They're not common. And I think he's trying to like ingratiate himself with you too. So like oops. He would probably like posit that, hey, maybe it's a Sivak who somehow got in here first and opened the gates, and things like that. Like, but he doesn't know. He's not sure. He wasn't there. He wasn't privy to the information. So
I would then look back and bow to Kato and say, anything else?
I think we're done.
You all leave the room. If you stick around long enough, you may hear him getting beat up a little bit more.
Oh, before I was going to leave, I was going to thank him for his candor and then heal him up 5 points.
Okay. So he is healed
he
up.
Immediately loses.
It probably makes the guards madder. But so I'm just gonna refill my coffee cup. 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
What's with the bow?
Well, I figure you're like royalty, right? You having a squire, like I'm your squire, so I figure that's my sign of respect to you.
Is that so? A bow?
Yep.
I will
What?
I will let you know, not royal in any capacity. I'm a servant for the people.
And I'm a
Get a hold of yourself, man.
Sorry. No, what was that? Why? Quinton knows that I know too, right? That we're not brothers, right? Why do you have to bring that up right then and there? That was very nice.
I was supposed to tell the truth, or
you don't have to say anything.
Well, I thought your God would get mad at me if I didn't say everything I was thinking. That's why I told that guy it was pathetic. That was rude that I said that. I shouldn't have said that.
I'd never thought about it like that before.
I was just trying to clear these thoughts that I have. I don't have to keep doing it, do I? Am I done?
No, still not. You got about, I don't know, another half a minute?
Oh.
What? Is there something else you want to say?
What do you think Miranda's really your mom?
No.
No.
Is that what you think? I was just thinking, Kato, it must be so hard being you with all this pressure of this God on your shoulders. Like, how do you do it? I need to know because I'm really worried that maybe that kind of thing might be happening with me too. And like, it's one thing to disappoint Miranda, but to disappoint a god, I don't know if I could handle it. I don't know if I could deal with it.
Calm
So
down.
how do you deal with it?
I honestly, I just try my best. That's all really anyone can do.
Oh
I don't
god.
have like a secret that's keeping me in the good graces.
Oh.
It's just doing what I
wasting this
can.
zone of truth thing on this? Come on. Wait.
What do you? What?
Well, Cass, what do you quick before it's done? Ask him something. Hurry.
Cass actually, after leaving the room, went straight to try to find Ardlick's office.
Oh,
He's gone.
where are you?
They're gone.
Cass is
So-
gone. If you
So
wait
you don't have to go.
furiously-
Yeah, you don't have to go too far because I'm just assuming this was a room or a closet off of the prison, and Ardlick basically used the prison as his office. So there's a table there that you can see his papers strewn out on.
Okay. Well, then we can say that Cass is in the room, but like seemingly only half listening, if listening at all, as they are shifting through
Mhm.
papers.
In the papers, it is very boring daily reports, like just guard reports and guard problems, whatnot. You do read an order from the Dragon Queen, or signed in the name of the Dragon Queen, that says to hold the fort at all costs. You do also find a set of thieves' tools and 200 gold,
Ooh.
as well as a ring of keys that opens all the cells. But that's not super.
Cass will try to swipe half of the gold without being seen, and then present the rest to the party, the gold and the thieves' tools, and just say, if anyone can make use of these.
I'm going to say that's pretty easy because all of them were just actively involved in that conversation. So we're just going to leave that as, yeah.
How much are you going to give to the party?
100.
Oh,
Half.
to split up?
Yeah.
Is that split up 3 ways or split up 4 ways?
4 ways.
Oh, sorry. So 4 ways or 5 ways?
Well,
Shit, that's right.
Yeah. Cass
5 ways.
Cass will say, we can either divvy this 100 up among the 5 of us, or Kato, since you are a holy warrior, if you would want to hold on to the party's funds, I would be okay with that.
Well, think of all the charcoal I could buy with this.
Well, then we split it up 20 coins apiece.
Good find.
That
I don't
seems
know what we're
very
gonna do with
thorough.
those thieves' tools. We don't have anyone to use those, unfortunately. Oh wait, you used
thank
thieves'
you.
tools. You used thieves' tools to open the little gate thing, didn't you?
I do have a set that was bequeathed to me by the library. Sometimes people hoard knowledge and artifacts that are meant for public, but they keep them privately. So in extreme cases, I have the liberty of using them to, give the knowledge back to the library and to the people of Anisalon.
I guess you should hang on to them. Just those things could break sometimes.
Very well, if that's what the group wants.
Okay. Is there anything else you necessarily want to do at the outpost? No? Right. So your orders were to then go back to Kalaman, unless you had something specific you wanted to do from the from the outpost.
Anything we need while we're out here? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. And he's just gonna just take off this disgusting excuse for armor and put on his
Okay.
proper gear.
Okay.
Yeah, Cass will also take off the
Yeah, well,
noisier
definitely.
chainmail.
Takes like 14 hours for Kato, but the rest of you. um. No, it's yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you switch out of your armor. And you start. I assume. So the militia is staying there to hold it until, and part of your reason for going back is to let Kalaman know that they hold the fort once again, and that they need to resupply it and to send out replacements. So, all right. So you head back. It is a long journey. Everyone can take a long rest if you don't have one. If you're not completely up. And then I'm almost positive that last time we talked about that, Brallin, you now have the ridiculously high passive perception, right?
Yes, perception of 19.
Okay. Anyone higher than that? Okay. So, you move into the city, and as you move back into the castle area, let me throw this up here, get a better map than what you guys have. You know, as you move into the castle area, Brallin definitely notices that the tempo and the pace inside the castle is incredibly calm, almost to the point of being like uneventful. And that's very different from what you saw before.
Mm-hmm.
As you Marshal Vendry was who had assigned you the task. And so as you move back to her office, she's not there. And there is an aide there who says, I'm very sorry. Marshal Vendry is actually away from the city. After you left, the city council learned that the Dragon Army, or at least a contingent of the Dragon Army, they had broken away from the larger force. Sorry, thought I heard something. They had broken away from the larger force. And so this smaller group, do you guys know his name is Lord Baccharis? I believe he came with you.
Mm-hmm.
So Lord Baccharis came and said, hey, now's our opportunity. We need to go out. Kalaman's military rides out and needs to seize this victory.
Oh.
So Marshal Vendry Marshal Vendry was already out. So the Governor Miat, approved the strike on the smaller force. Lord Baccharis and his son, do you know his son? I'm not sure what military experience they have, but they are leading the attack.
He's not a great swimmer.
And what they planned to do was they planned to ambush the Red Dragon army near a place, Steel Springs. It's Inkwater is the river, and Steel Springs is the place where it crosses. It's about 30 miles west of Calamon. I believe you all know Darrett too. Darrett went with them. He's under the command of Lord Baccharis.
He told him to stay
And-
away from him.
I'm not sure. He basically does what he's told, so I'm not sure.
What? 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 I thought we were on the defense. I didn't know that we were. Why did they go out to attack?
I don't. Are you asking me if I thought that whether it's a good idea? I don't.
Well, yeah.
No,
It's okay. It's just us.
It's us,
I am.
yeah.
We need to speak to the council now. Thank you for the information. We'll see ourselves off.
Of course. Cass, as you head out of the room, you are discreetly slipped a note by the aide. And then you walk out the room.
All right. I want to do something quick that I haven't done yet. But
Yep.
I have the augury spell.
Okay.
And I'd like to try to cast it to see if I can get some divine idea of how this battle would go.
Okay. Roll away.
So, let's see.
Quinton, what are you doing?
I have to.
Do I roll it?
I'm just taking a look. I know that there's a cumulative chance after the first that it's like random, but I think the DM makes a secret roll to determine.
I think So I think I'd make a secret roll. So throw up the.
Yeah, let's see if I can. There it is.
Okay.
Quinton's is gonna be like, I must consult the bones.
What?
What are you? What? Is this something your father taught you?
Yes, I saw him do it before. Miranda said I should believe in him a little bit more. It's harmless. What could?
Oh.
So, describe like it. So they literally are bones, or describe your method of fortune telling.
It's like he just like pulled out to everybody else. It just looks like a third grader just pulled out his bag of just random knickknacks that he has collected, like his pogs and like his.
Half a crayon.
Yeah, it's just like there's some bones, there's some dice involved. Like he's rolling like a d20, and like he's got a little piece of parchment. He's like tallying up some numbers or some kind of calculation that doesn't make sense to anybody.
Okay, so you toss them out, and it is what comes up is the worst configuration that you even thought was possible. Like you're unaware of how it could be worse.
Oh my gosh.
So you see, whoa.
There's 2 natural ones in the mix, fellas.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It's bad.
How
2
bad?
natural ones that can only mean that you got 2 Baccharuses in the mix, and they're going to get everyone killed.
While Quinton was casting that in his attention, he was drawing attention away. Cass would have tried to like peek at the note that was passed.
The note is from Darrett. And it says, "Come at once. Baccharis is leading us to ruin at Steel Springs. He's the commander, so I cannot disobey. I'll do what I can, but I need your help."
Okay. As Quinton is explaining the woe in the signs, Cass will share the note with the others and said, the aide handed this to me. It appears to be from Darrett. Does anyone else think that perhaps the Baccharis family is in league with the enemy? I can't believe that they could be so lucky and incompetent at the same time.
What blows my mind is that he even got the position in the first place. Pretty sure the council was well aware of his lacking status in this circumstance. Maybe he just got lucky the fact that the marshal was out and they needed somebody. But we don't know until we can speak with the council to know that for sure.
I don't know that we have time to figure it out, but if we are going to try to stop what can only be a slaughter, even if Baccharis isn't leading them knowingly into a trap, it seems to me way too enticing of a target. The enemy is teasing and toying with Kalaman. So I think we should probably leave immediately if we hope to intervene in any meaningful way.
We gotta get proper assurances that we can take command if need be. Can't, like it or not, Baccharis is their commander. We can't have them just have
Why not?
disregard,
But he's a part of the system.
because there's a chain of a command. Like, you know how,
I know, but the chain of command has failed.
no. Yes, and we need to correct it through the proper channels.
No.
We can't just relieve someone of duty.
Well, we could if it's the god's will. You serve a god, Kato.
But I
It's-
also serve the realm of man as well. I can't just disobey my chain of command as well.
We can't just like gut punch him or tie him up somewhere.
No,
That's a
not-
good idea.
I think. I mean, I am not a godly person myself, but it seems to me if you are getting great powers from a deity, and it's their will that you intercede on behalf of the people, you are following a good patron, I assume, then I would hope that is a higher calling than the knighthood. And Lord Baccharis isn't even a knight. He's a nobleman. He was born to a title. That, in my book, doesn't mean much. I know it might be hard for you to swallow, but if the rest of us need to act and your honor forbids it, you may at least have to turn a blind eye.
Maybe you could just come along. You're like there to like protect us, but we,
Right.
we'll just sick Brallin on them, and then Brallin
I'll
will
do
take
all
the
dirty
fall
stuff,
for all the
and
bad
your honor
stuff.
stays intact.
Yeah,
my lord.
yeah, he's the one they'll lock up. We'll say he made us do it.
What?
You're gonna be the fall guy. It's cool. It's a good role for you.
I mean, if I get to punch him in the gut.
Yeah, you're good
I
at
won't
that.
Don't forget me, though. Don't.
won't
It's
forget.
fine. I didn't punch you that hard.
We won't know what we're walking into until we catch up with them. It may be that we're too late. It may be that we, see a threat from afar that they cannot. We don't know. We don't know enough yet.
Corey,
Yes.
Question. I know that we've kind of said that we've talked maybe to the council, like off kind of screen type deal. Like, do we have a relationship enough to be able to walk in and like ask for a meeting with them, like right here, right now on the spot? Or
So, yes and no. You have the ability to walk up to their offices and try to get someone. Like, you can't just walk into the room,
Mhm.
but you can talk to their aides who would be able to walk into the room. Yeah, I would say. And so the city council is the guild leaders plus the marshal who's not there. So really, at this point, the only people on the city council who might be around are the governor and then the guild leaders.
we try to, I guess Brallin would ask before we head out to try to get a meeting with the governor quickly. If that doesn't work, then we head out. If we have to wait any amount of time, we leave.
So the governor also approved the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what you would be doing is telling the governor they did a terrible thing.
Yes.
Quinton's gonna be like very adamant that he's not gonna go and have a meeting with the council. He's like, I'm with Cass on this. We need to get going if we're gonna make any kind of difference. We don't have time for this bureaucracy.
Well, sorry, I tried, Kato. Let's go.
Can you conjure any more horses for us?
Oh,
Yeah.
can you like an ostrich or something else? Anything.
No, but you would be able to get horses from if you all wanted to, not war horses, but you'd be able to get horses for travel.
I would like to legitimately get a horse. I don't want to steal it or nothing.
Brallin, how do you feel about horses?
Maybe can I sit in a cart or something?
Cars slow us down.
Please.
Are you still on about horse trauma?
Well,
Why didn't you
what do
share that
think?
during the
Well,
zone of truth? We were sharing so much.
I didn't feel compelled to, obviously. Maybe I have a stronger will than you dare.
Oh, the dog's getting ready to get off the bed. Oh, okay. Let's maybe a mule. You ride a mule?
Brallin, if it makes you feel better, we can share a mount. If you don't feel you can you know.
I mean, I could run, maybe. Are you sure we can't just get a car, please? I don't ask a lot, do I?
It feels like you are right now.
I'm gonna be sick, is what I'm gonna. I can't. He's starting to like. His hands are starting to get.
Is there a way? And Cass is gonna look to. First at Quinton, then at Kato, and any spells that could calm him, or even maybe put him to sleep, and we can just drape him over a horse. It's like getting Mr. T on an airplane in the A-Team. It's like, can we just slip something in his milk? Knock him out?
I pity the fool.
I mean, no.
I could get. Well, I've been on a horse after the incident, but I was really drunk.
Okay. I guess that's a solution.
All right, quick. Anyone got anything?
No.
We can
I mean, we could hit a bar on the way out and see if they'll give you a
Get
little.
Okay.
Slam something as we.
We don't have time for this.
Well, it's just a bottle. You can buy me a
We
bottle.
don't have time for you to piss away yourself getting drunk.
What
I
do you
could.
propose then? He's clearly in distress, Kato.
Well, there's not much you can really do about it, but the solution we have to take is he has to get on that horse and we're to get there in time.
You can do
Can't
it.
be.
You can do it. You're brave.
You are a squire, sir. And one of your
know.
duties is to be mounted to head towards the face of danger. And it's right outside those castle walls.
Come on, soldier. We salute you. You could do this.
So I suggest you mount up and let's get going. You can share my horse.
He's not going to say anything, but he will nod.
It sounds like we're danger bound.
Well, I
Right.
do have allegiances to Kalaman. My
Mhm.
allegiance to Salamia takes precedent over this.
Mhm. As we're heading out, I would be. Are you sure I can't just get maybe like to go? Just okay. You're gonna control. I'll just keep. Okay.
How about this? When this is all said and done, we will sit somewhere and we will drink to forget.
Oh my God. Does that help?
I don't know.
Doesn't help me now, though. Yeah. He will try his best to calm him.
So, yeah, so you all head on over. It's a 30-mile ride, so this means that you once again would be going overnight. With the rest, I assume you are properly taking the rest, or no?
Do we think that if we pressed on, it would make a difference in us getting
You just
catching up to them?
have, yeah, you just have the information that you basically got there from the note and from the aid.
So we took a long rest, helped capture the fort, left before, kind of interrogated during the day, left before nightfall. So it's probably pretty late. So would we be leaving at night right now, or?
You would, let's see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm just trying to think when.
Yeah, no. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I think since you left the fort until you get to Steel Springs, I think would probably be 3 long rests. Right? So 1, 2 on your travel back, because that was 18 hours to travel back. Then you have 30 hours to travel on. And so that's alone, that's 48 hours right there, right, of travel. And so I think you'd need 3 in between. The middle one's probably inside the city. So
We should be able to move.
unless you're skipping.
Yeah, that's what I guess we have to weigh as whether the point of exhaustion
Right.
is worth it or not.
So, can we just review? I don't really remember how that works. Do we have to do one check to see about getting a point of exhaustion if we pressed on, or is it like every hour we have to do a check? Or
Let me. I will look real quick while you guys are doing that. Thank you, Chris, for the cheer. I think there was another cheer right before that. I apologize. I've adventuring. For each additional hour beyond 8 hours, the characters cover the distance shown in the hour column for their pace. And each character must make a Constitution saving throw. However, a mounted character could gallop for about an hour, covering twice the usual distance for a fast pace. If fresh mounts are available every 8 to 10 miles,
So we
you
would have
could,
to
but
let them-
that's you don't necessarily have that.
we'd have to let them rest.
Yeah.
I think we'll
So
just
what?
take the rest as normal because it's not like if we have to do it every hour, like eventually we're gonna screw ourselves over.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to figure out what time of day it is. If it's going to be night now anyway, better to leave fresh with like at morning light and just race out of here.
And that's totally I mean, you would have had to travel, like you would have, because you only travel 8 hours, right? Like in no matter what, even with a horse, you're only traveling 8 hours. Just with a horse, you're gonna double the distance. It was 18 hours, which is an 8-hour day by itself, according to DMG. So you no, wait, I'm sorry. Is it 24?
Either way, I would say you're gonna have to minus an hour because it's gonna take another probably hour for Brallin to get on this horse
Oh, wait.
anyway.
I don't. We can do the math, but I think no matter what, unless you're willing to skip the last one, it's 3 long rests.
Yeah.
One when you're going back. One is probably going to happen in the city or almost immediately after you leave the city, and then that 30-hour one automatically is going to generate one. So
yeah, let's leave it first light. Cass will definitely try to acquire some liquid courage for Brallin on the sly for the
Okay.
morning. Can't imagine Brallin's gonna have a very restful night still thinking about horseback riding the next day, but
okay. One second. So you guys do everything. You get directions towards Steel Spring. You sort of everything's solid. As you move towards it, and it's the Inkwater is actually more of a brook than a river. Oh, actually, maybe. I wonder if it's on this map. Hold on. Column of the region. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. But Steel Spring is not on here. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna move you to a map real quick. Where am I? Okay, you can see that, right?
Mhm.
So I don't think I put the Inkwater is actually the river that came closest to Vogler.
oh no,
So, but on the other side of the river.
what's that?
Yeah. So and we're just gonna put, it doesn't say it specifically, but we're gonna put it right around here. Do you see that X or no?
No.
No, you can't because I put it on the GM level. Second. Okay. Now you should be able to see it. Let's put it there. Yeah, sorry. So you're doing due west of Kalamon. Makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So as you get towards this stream, basically, that is the Inquarter, you can see that smoke is rising above the tree line beyond it. And as you approach, you can see wounded Kalamon soldiers coming towards you, heading towards a narrow crossing that is in the brook. Immediately beyond them, you see the dragon army in pursuit towards them. So what I need everyone to do, I'm going to move you to a map, and you are going to roll initiative. Okay. You need to drag your token. I don't know if you can. Oh, 1 second. You probably can see nothing on this map, can you?
That is correct.
Okay. Let me see.
Big map.
Yep. Let me see. See the Raven. Second mid's light. Okay. Can you see now? No.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Not.
I'm gonna drag it my token on and see if I can see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, just throw your token over in this box over here that I drew. And wherever. And then roll initiative as soon as you have a chance.
And I will state I will be mounted for this.
Okay.
DM.
Yes.
DM has a reroll, and we have a reroll.
Thank you very much, GDT RFB 95. We appreciate it for your support on the channel. I'm gonna, now that I have this reroll, I'm gonna kill them all. So I very much appreciate it. I don't know what they're gonna do with their reroll, but
I still, after even trying to drag onto the map, it's still all black for me.
okay. That's Quinton. No, that's you. Right. Oh, I see why. Hold on 1 second. No, you are not an air elemental. You are. Can you see now? Or no?
Seemingly not. No.
You have vision. There's bright light around you. Can you press refresh real quick?
Certainly.
Just just to see. I don't see why this would be happening. And it's down here. So you dragged your token, so I don't know why it would be.
It's a little black brick.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I randomly found myself, so I can roll into initiative, but
Yeah. Controlled by you, and you can you press up and down on your token once you have it clicked, or no?
I seemingly can move.
Okay, so you can control your token.
Yeah.
Gonna give you 5 feet of light. Can you see now?
No, I don't know what's going on.
Could it be like a thing that he's like below the map?
don't think so.
Should I put a new token on?
Let me drag a token on and see if that. Oh shit. No, who was I? Sorry, I see now why. My mistake. No, I totally see why. I was using the wrong token. You should be able to see now.
I do.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep. I was by sight. I used the wrong token.
Oh,
Okay.
I have two tokens on now. I have to decide which
Okay.
one is
Yep.
associated with
I'm
the.
gonna delete the other one.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, now it went black again.
Other token.
Why are you so problematic?
Oh, now I can see. I can
There
see.
you go.
This is why we can't have nice things. So okay. All right. So has everyone rolled initiative?
Yeah, mine
No.
doesn't have a name bite anymore, but I was a 21.
You were at 21. Are you on there anymore or no?
No, I disappeared
Okay.
now.
Nope, don't worry. I can fix that. Ba, ba, ba. One. Boop. Descending. Okay. Cass, you're gonna have the first action. Can you guys can see the general play here, right? So these are the troops coming towards obvious. This is a crossing, and this is another crossing. The Caliban soldiers are wounded. They are not moving quickly at all. Cass, what are you gonna do?
I am going to. Oh man, they're pretty far away yet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to stop there.
Some things about the for all of your interest. Rocks and scrubs are difficult terrain, and like moving through them, difficult terrain. Chilly Stream is difficult terrain if you're not moving at the crossings.
Okay. So I'm going to bonus action hide as much as I can in this shrub or tree. I'm not sure which it is.
Okay.
And take just a straight roll. Then it would be at disadvantage, but if I'm hiding, gives me advantage. Or no, is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So I'll do a straight roll with my hand crossbow at the lead horseman. 14.
Horse or horseman?
I actually, well, the horse is, which seems more armored, the horse or the rider?
The rider.
Then I'll go for the rider.
Okay. That hits. I'm sorry. The rider seems more armored, so you're going for the rider.
No, then I would go for the horse. Try to
Got it. Okay.
take the horse out and knock him off.
Yep. The horse hits the horse.
All right, I will. Looks like 5 piercing.
Okay.
Because I'm hiding, do I get that sneak attack?
No. So I think this is where if you have disadvantage, if I remember how sneak attack
You're
works,
right.
if you have disadvantage for any reason,
Okay.
then
fair.
even if it balances out. So
Gotcha. Okay.
yep. So okay. But it solids in. The horse rears up. And you see the everyone looking at where that just came from. Okay. Next up is who's that? That's Quinton, right?
Quinton. So we got 6 Kalaman soldiers, and then all those folks on horseback are the Red Dragon Army.
Correct.
Okay. I think he's going to try to run up there. 5, 10. I'm on a horse yet?
So
Let's
we
back
can make a
up.
decision about this as a group. My feeling is that like the horses you guys have, like the Kato's skill is the fact that he can use a horse in combat. Right? Like that's what that is. So you guys could try, but you're not going to be able that horse is going to flip the heck out
Yeah.
if you try to bring it.
Cass would have dismounted immediately, not
Right.
going to even attempt it.
Yeah. So if you want the distance, all I'm just going to say is that you're not going to be able to command your horse to attack things, and it could go badly if it gets spooked. So you choose. It would have more movement if you wanted it to.
I think I'll continue riding it. I'm going to try to gallop up to the soldier.
Okay.
So, is it 40 feet? Whatever we have?
40 feet. Yeah, 40 feet for a horse. And the crossing's not difficult. It's just the other parts of the river.
Okay, so that'd be 40 feet there. I think I'll cast a spell if I can.
Okay.
These are just humans on horseback.
Yeah, there could be some half elves in there, like they're in the armor.
Okay.
But they're human sized.
Well,
So they're not.
I'm gonna hold up my staff in the air and cast fireball over on that side.
Yeah.
So you cast fireball. Okay, throw that up there with damage. And I will also fireball is what radius?
I want to say it's 20-foot radius, but let's see.
Okay.
Big.
Yeah, 20-foot sphere.
Let's see if I can figure out how to.
I'm making one for you.
Are you okay? Oops. No. Too many circles.
I think this is. Yeah, this is roughly 20. So let me. So okay, you tell me. I can get all 4 of them, or all 8 of them technically.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Perfect.
Yep. Okay.
Then it's a DC 15
okay.
dex save, and then the full would be 28 fire. And you could. I don't know how to delete these stupid circles I made.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll deal with them. Boop. Boop. I made some extras too. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna do the soldiers first, and then the horses. Check. No, not check. Save and throw. Save. Oh, stop it. Cancel. It's first one fails. So, and I'm going north to south. Just the second one fails. Third one passes. Fourth one passes. So okay. So that's 28. Die. 28 is minus 14. And minus 14. I'm going to do the horses. Save. Top passes going down from there. Passes. Fails. Fails. Okay. So horses. Dead. Dead. So you basically obliterate this group. All right. There are 2 horses. There are 2 soldiers left.
And he's just gonna kind of call out to these soldiers and say, "Take heart, forces of Kalaman. Reinforcements are on their way."
Uh,
Right?
4 people.
3, 4. This army. This guy runs up, and with the 2-handed longsword, misses the guy in front of you. This Kalaman soldier, 1, 2, 3, moves up. Kato, it's your turn.
I'm gonna communicate with my horse. We gotta stop those guys. Full steam ahead. Gonna.
Okay.
Warhorse has 60 feet of movement, so
Okay.
boop. Because I know half movement.
Okay.
The horse will dash.
Can you not move the horse?
I'm marking my movement as I go,
Oh, got it. Okay.
so you'll see coming up. So 95 feet. Well, 90 feet I can get to here,
Okay.
and I'm on it. Poop.
Okay.
Halberd going right down. You know what? We're feeling risky. We'll make it a wide swing. There it is.
Yep. Your risk did not pay off.
We'll just swing it normally then. 16?
Misses. Oh wait, hold on. I specifically said he was 2-handed a second ago. Why aren't you working? Yep, that hits.
For 8.
Oh wait, he's still up, but very, very damaged.
I got one more attack as a polearm master.
Okay.
Where is it?
Hits and kills him. There's no way.
Bonk.
It's not gonna kill him. All right, he's dead.
With the horse's remaining movement, I said 95. He has 25 feet more. So
Okay.
he'll start making his way into the water. So
Got it.
he can probably get there, covering the crossing.
Okay. Next up, Brallin.
Brallin will take. What have Kato? Okay, Brallin will take a step here. See this guy on the horse and shoot at him. Here we go. Longbow. Let's go ahead and do sharpshooter.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to do it use a precise strike. So I'm
Okay.
going to have a.
You're shooting the last of the.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. Here we go. And this is at advantage. Here we go.
Um,
21. Oh no, -5. So a 16 to hit.
It misses.
All right. I think second shot we will not do sharpshooter and just shoot regular.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. I'll still attempt to do advantage again to see if I hit. 24.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. We're going after this guy here, so it's going to be. Let me see if I like this damage. I'm gonna reroll using my piercer ability, that D8.
Okay.
Okay.
And you have to use the second one.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
I believe. Yes, I have to do the
Yep.
second one, so that's
Got
a
it.
lot better.
Yep.
That
Okay.
would be 12 points of damage plus this additional D8.
He's dead.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it. There you go. Boop. So I draw heavy on that one, and oh.
All right. So the horses sort of fall away without any people guiding them, right? I'm not gonna unless you guys want to go kill a bunch of horses.
Don't. Oh yeah, kinda, but no.
So you see about a dozen mounted soldiers galloping from the tree line straight at you. And at first, it's a not panic, but there's a moment of like, oh wait, like we're outnumbered. But then you quickly realize that they are wearing Kalaman's colors, not the Red Dragon Army's colors on the armor. Heavily dented and heavily like stained with battle. It is very easy to pick out Darrett amongst them. He's the most awkward. But also because everyone's wearing the colors of Kalaman, but he's in the Stelemic armor. Another figure is behind Darrett, sort of with his arms around Darrett, sort of slumped over him. Darrett sees you, and he probably like stops the horse and waves. He's like, "Hey guys!" before making the horse go again and galloping over to you. And as he gets closer, you see that Lord Baccharis is on the mount behind him. And he says, we really can't, we can't stop here. I thank you guys for coming. I mean, you guys are like the best friends ever. I didn't think you'd get my note.
Are you still being pursued?
Yes, by like, I think there's like 1,000 of them. We have a place to the east, like a fallback point. We all should go to the fallback point.
Is it like a real fallback point, or is this some Baccharis idea that he came up with?
You notice that Baccharis is like wide-eyed and like slack-jawed and not engaging in the conversation. It's from what you can see, it's like you're not really sure whether or not he is even like aware. Like he's in a state of shock.
This is Senior on the horse, or
Senior, correct? Okay. Senior. And Darrett says, I like it's as safe as we're gonna get right now. We need to go. Like we can't wait.
How much time do you need?
We need to. For what? We all need to go now.
And have them just lead straight to the camp. At least we can hold off a little bit of them before to gather your wounded.
we can't hold off 1,000.
We can hold off a squadron just enough to get them out of here.
It's not a squad. It's hundreds. Like it's 6 miles to the east. We go now. We rush.
Darrett, and Quinton's just gonna point at Baccharis. Looks like you're in command right now, so whatever you tell us to do, we're gonna execute your order.
And he looks around for Miranda, and she's not there. And he's like, "We gotta go! By golly, come with!" And he digs into the horse, starts galloping. Lord Baccharis just sort of bobbles like a bobblehead behind him. He's off.
You heard him.
Quinton wouldn't hesitate. They'd just start galloping, following.
So yeah, it's it's about a 6 mile ride. It's a hard ride. There you're pushing the horses well above their means during that time. But you get back to it, and it's a pretty, like, it's clearly someone in the area knew about this place. It's a valley that has a single entrance to it. The entrance is not it you don't even it looks like you're about to go up a mountain, but it's only when you're very close that you realize that there's a little slit in the mountain that allows you into this valley. And once you're inside, it's more or less wide. You can see already as you approach, there's guards on the top, and so yeah, it's as safe as it's going to be on the heels of the dragon army for the time being. We will take this as actually an excellent place for a break, quite honestly. So we will take a break for 5 minutes. Thank you guys all for staying with us, and thank you for those of you who gave support along the way, whether it was through subscriptions or for cheering for us. We appreciate that. We will be back in just a short bit, and until then, stick tight, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Hi everyone, thank you for sticking with us. We are 20 Sides to Every Story, and we are in our last hour this evening for this Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. And so the party has discovered that more or less there was a giant rout of the Kalaman forces, and they helped some of them get away from being killed off by some of the members of the Dragon Army, and they have retreated to a place of relative safety for now. The characters correctly noted that it seems like the individual in charge is Darrett by this point. And sure enough, he finds you as you get into the valley, and he says, "This was, I mean, excuse my language, but this was a total poop show. Bacchus, he ordered the assault, but he didn't know that there was reinforcements right next door." And there was only about 10 minutes where we actually had the upper hand. I and some of the other commanders, it wasn't just me. We ordered retreat as soon as we saw what was happening. I hope we saved as many people as we could. I know you guys didn't like him, but I certainly hope that you think that it's a bad thing. That I think Bacchus the Younger, I'm not sure if he's even alive anymore.
Was Marshal Vendry with his group too?
No, you knew that was not the case. Yeah, so Marshal Vendry had gone out to the west, but not with this group. And then later, this was learned about, and it was the governor who decided.
Oh,
to do
okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
It might be in everyone's best interest to have a conversation with you and Lord Bacchus and a certain spell that our Kato here can cast. Maybe we can learn once and for all where this Lord's loyalties lie.
You might need to wait a little bit. He hasn't really. I think there's something wrong with him. He's like in a state of shock. Like I don't know.
Like he's never taken command of a battle before.
Yeah, but I think we all knew that, right? I mean,
Then why was he approved?
by who? The governor doesn't know anything about military.
Probably why he agreed. Because it should have gone through the marshal, not the governor. The
That's
marshal's out.
why I sent you the note.
Oh,
So
glad you did.
two things you should know. One is that our scouts who were behind us are reporting that the dragon army is not following us. So we might have, I don't know if that's by choice or by our luck, but they're not coming this way. The second is we did manage to get word to Marshal Vendry and her forces, and they are traveling back to the city to make sure that it is protected. I've talked with the other commanders, and I think the best thing we can do now is let the soldiers rest, and tomorrow we move straight back to the city.
Right. Yes. Right. There's quite a few wounded and
Very
whatnot.
many, yeah, very, very. Like it is. Sorry if I didn't describe that. It was a rout. Like it was not even
Yeah.
not pretty. So, and he probably would tell you that like it's roughly a fifth to a fourth of their forces that are dead.
Mhm.
And it would have been probably in 100% casualty fatality if not for the very sudden retreat.
So like this was the Red Dragon army, right? Like if Kalaman had been successful, they would have been going after like main fighting force of the Red Dragon army.
A portion of it. A portion of it broke off. That's what Baccharis went for. However, that portion of it did have reinforcements nearby that he had no clue about. His intelligence only told him about this smaller cadre.
I guess Quinton would just kind of posit, like, isn't it? Because like this is the bulk of like if these forces don't return to Kalaman, like Kalaman would be screwed, right? Like they've emptied a significant.
If Vendry's troops didn't return.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Vendry, and not really even that. They would never draw so many people out of Kalaman, either of them. But like, yeah, Vendry had the bigger force going out. This set of forces would be, this set of forces would be a small, like, yeah, it would just be a smaller group.
This is a strike force that
right.
That
It's still
he
big.
kind of weaseled his way into taking with him out. Stupid gambit.
Right, because basically he weaseled his way into convincing the governor to approve it, and so
Gotcha.
Orders are orders.
I think Quinton would still like bring up, like, isn't it odd they have an opportunity to, if you say they've got 1,000, why wouldn't they pursue us? Where could they be going that would be more important than eliminating us?
Isn't that the key we're missing? Have you ever known them to retreat so far? For all we know, they could be just rallying themselves to encircle us and slaughter us in the night.
And I mean, so maybe some background. I don't know. Like, so there was none of the intelligence suggested that smaller force was coming towards Kalaman. Right? They had something. They were on some mission. Buckhurst's forces intercept them, get routed. Potentially. There's some speculation in the camp that they are still moving towards their objective now. Like that you guys were an annoyance, they dealt with the annoyance, you ran away. But you were never the objective to eliminate you, and so they are still headed towards whatever they were up to.
So then
Um,
I think Quinton would ask that, is there a way for us to turn this now into an opportunity, though? We could go on your orders or your advice here, Barrett, but do you want us to try to find that out? Do you want us to try to tail them, see what they're up to, where they're going, while you take the forces back to Kalaman?
No, I mean, I think we have to talk to Vendry. Like, I think this is just all falling apart, and I think I hate to be sort of scared of the next move, but um, uh, I would feel much more comfortable if we were all safely back in the city and we did things the way they were supposed to be done.
That sounds reasonable.
I don't like we don't have. I mean, I know you guys know a lot, but like moving armies around, I don't think any of you really have that experience. I certainly don't. Like, I feel like I'm doing stuff I shouldn't be doing.
Right. I mean, I agree. When we heard that this happened, we were all shocked that you were out here doing it.
I trust me. It was. I was ordered to do it, and quite honestly, if me and some of the other commanders hadn't been here, like, it would have been much worse. Thank goodness Buckers just folded and stopped giving orders that we could take command. But if he had said something else, we would have had to do it.
Well, as of right now, we're in no shape to continue fighting. I would agree it's probably in our best interest to get us back to Kalaman as soon as your troops are able to. But who knows what might come in the night, and we should prepare for such an event.
Of course, we have guards all around the valley. At the top of the valley, they should have. And you're welcome. You're welcome to join them if you want. But I suggest you too. I don't know what's coming at us. Like, this is coming so rapidly, and things are changing. It's clear they're a bigger force, and they have the ability to send smaller forces from all sides at us. I mean, the outpost that you guys went to, that was to the southeast. This is to the west. I think we need to get back to the city, and I think our best bet to do that is to hunker down for the night, and then first light we move out.
Within a mile of where we're hunkering down for the night, is there any, like that stream where there was like the crossing? Is there natural places like that in between us and where we last saw the Red Dragon army?
Like
places where the army might like funnel to like cross or like go.
Yeah. So yes, probably. Like, I don't. Let's say yes. It is possible. But Derek already and the other commanders already have scouts out, and scouts with the ability to talk back to, like to warn that that's happening.
I would say in general, tonight as we're making camp or whatever, Quinton would go around to as many of those places as he could and cast alarm on a number of those spots so that he gets like a ding.
And there would be other spellcasters in the group. So once you come up with that idea, like it's sort of a group effort. It's not a very high level spell, of course, so it's easy enough that to send some people out with the scouts to get there. So the commanders and Derek, thank you for the idea. And now thousands of raccoons overnight will be setting off alarms everywhere. Anything else you
Stop!
guys want to do?
Cass is going to try to stay close to Lord Baccarus and just kind of watch
Yeah.
him. She,
You can either, I'll give you the choice of insight or medicine.
let me look. Insight. They're both the same. So I'll just go with medicine this time. Why not?
Okay.
Oof.
You break your bone, you break your arm trying to heal him. No, it's, I mean, he's not doing anything. Like, he is like, you see his like lip quivering, and he's like, they have put him on some sort of bed, like a pallet, and he's staring up at the at the heavens above him, eyes wide open, but just like glassy eyed, lip quivering. You see his hand sort of twitching here and there, but nothing specific. Your best assessment is that he is basically catatonic. And that, like, it's weird to be acting this way so long if it was not.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't he recover kind of at a certain point? So,
Right.
I think Brallin would have asked maybe about the sun, if the sun had come with the group as well.
Yeah. So the sun had gone out, and no one knows. People think the people recall seeing the sun fall from his horse, and
Okay.
the dragon army fall upon the sun. But it's unclear if the sun is dead or alive. No one saw a body, and no one saw, him either. So, yeah.
Also,
I think when I'd have an opportunity, maybe I think maybe even alone with Quinton, I'd say,
I did not know that you could do that.
Oh, that fire spell. Well, it's I haven't had a lot of practice with it.
You did a good job, though.
I didn't know
Yeah.
I could do it quite right either, but
You did good. I mean, you rode, and you're pretty brave out there, is what I'm saying.
thanks. I don't know what to say. I feel really awkward receiving a compliment from you like this. But you're brave too in your own way.
You don't have to. I know. You don't have to. Of course, I'm brave. What are you talking about?
Well, you got
Are
on
you
that
kidding me?
horse.
I am 10 times more brave than you. That's why I'm telling you that you are doing a good job, is what I'm
I
saying.
know. I'm just trying to say, like, for me, that wasn't. I have my own things that I have to like face, like fear wise. Like talking to people sometimes. But you faced a big fear of your own to get out here. So
It's horrible. I could only imagine how it felt. I was screaming in the back of his head the entire time.
I know. I heard. But
It's not fun. It's not fun for me, and I'm going to stay up tonight knowing that I have to get back on that horse tomorrow.
But I think the thing that Miranda would say, who is not our mutual
No,
mother.
of course it's not my mom. She's mom. I know my mom. She's the reason why I'm afraid of horses in the first place. She told me to get on that dumb horse.
Okay. Well,
But
that's a lot to deal with. and I'm not
I
qualified.
was very young, is what I'm saying.
I guess what I was going to say is that Miranda would probably say it gets better each time you practice. Like getting over a fear is like a skill, just like me learning that fireball spell. Like it's practice. You gotta kind of work up to it and approach it, even though it's a little scary and you don't know how it's gonna turn out. But you did it. Like nothing bad happened, right? I mean, a lot of bad things happened today, but nothing bad happened as a result of you riding a horse.
I'm very sore.
Okay. But that's kind of inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't kick me. I didn't get thrown off. Then again, I wasn't the one. Kato's pretty good on the horse, I gotta admit.
Yeah. Kato he's like really principled.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got his honor thing going. I'm happy I don't have that. I think my problem is pride.
Oh, yeah. I've got a little bit of that too. I'm trying to get over it though. I'm realizing, I'm sorry. I was kind of like a jerk to you the first time I met you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was very nice to you.
Well, I felt like when you punched me in the face, it sort of did that feel like it kind of
I
like
didn't
equaled
feel
it
good.
out a bit?
It didn't. I pulled it actually.
Oh.
I thought I wanted to kind of. I used only my jab. I didn't use my cross. And honestly,
thank you.
Yeah, someone in the back. They told me I should have broke your nose. But apparently I didn't want to break your nose. I just want to give it a little bit. Now thinking about it, we should have just not even punched you and just used makeup.
Yeah, that would have been better.
I feel bad about hitting you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought I wouldn't, but I do feel a little bad.
I guess this is what it probably would be like if you had a brother. It's kind of like beating up on the other and then feeling a little bit bad afterwards.
Yeah, I think if I had a brother, yeah. I don't know.
Well,
if you were my brother, I feel bad for hitting you, is what I'm saying. Cool.
It's
all
late.
Right. Well, I'm gonna
should we
go,
shake or do you want a hug or?
We could give a hug.
How about
that
like one of these?
nice.
And we'll just kind of like do a shoulder thing.
Shoulder.
There we
all
go.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Am I gonna let go? You let go.
I'm gonna let
together.
go of this. I don't like this. But goodbye.
2.
Bud's gonna go to bed.
All right. So the next morning, it is like just sounds of the camp wake you up very, very early, like as the camp begins to mobilize. The general plan is that you guys would actually like you just move faster than an entire group. So unless you want to stay, you can actually get back to Kalamon, let's say like an hour or two before the entire group. What is your preference? It could be a hybrid. It could be a hybrid too. Like you go most of the way and then you guys head out quickly near the end in order to brief the council on what's happened. You want to stay with the group, Kato?
Yes.
He wants to stay.
Yeah. Cass wants to get back ASAP, but would defer to the group. And
I think Brallin would want to stay with the group as well.
Okay. Okay. So
not that he has a choice.
So you spend the day basically headed back there, and it's now evening, right? It's roughly 30 miles away. It's now evening, and Outside, you guys, the army sort of spreads off into various barracks and things like that as you peel into the city itself. Let me put up that map. As you peel into the city itself, and then what am I doing? As you guys get close to the gates, the actual walled gates that lead into the wall of the city, and of course the city extends a little bit outside the gates. You see a crowd sort of gathered at the gate, and you see dozens of commoners murmuring and looking through. The portcullis is closed, and they're looking past it. There's a guard standing in front of the. There's a couple guards, but one guard in particular in front of the portcullis says, "There's nothing to see. Please move along." And the crowd has sort of blocked the access to the gate as you approach.
Apparently I have this and I've never used it, but one of the things that I've gained along the way is thaumaturgy.
Okay.
So I think it's one of
Oh,
these
no.
draconic gifts. So he is going to do what I feel like every character that I have does at least once in a campaign, and just yell, "Make a hole!" and just
Okay. Everyone
just stride
looks
forward.
around as the disembodied voice suddenly booms out. People spread out as they see you approach. The portcullis is still closed. The guard doesn't move.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But you now have access to the guard if you want.
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Corey. Was this is at one of the outer wall gates?
Correct. Not the castle gates.
Well, is this like
Yeah.
a trade gate or a warrior gate?
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, I can give you a better example. Sorry, I was still on the old map. Yeah, let's say the trade gate, because you'd be coming from the west.
Can we see anything past the guard through the portcullis as we approach?
Oh, it just looks like the city inside.
Hmm.
And I'll say that the gate is often closed when you come back and forth in between it. Like that's not weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't like. I'll give this away. Like if you sat there long enough, you would see them open the gate to let people in. Like it's just people are sort of there. Like something happened that they're sort of rubbernecking about.
I think Cass would flash their emblem of Kalaman
Mhm.
and say, "What was with the crowd?"
So we got some visitors about an hour ago. Just curious, I think.
Visitors?
Oops, let me go. Yeah, some of the knights showed up. They were headed to the castle, and we don't often get them, so you know, them's just curious.
Well, we need to get the gate open. We have wounded outside who need to be treated.
They are dispersed from you. Sorry if that wasn't clear. So things like
no.
barracks in the fields, yeah, it's just you at this point. Or there might be some, but like no one who's in significant need.
Has the marshal returned?
I believe the answer is no. Let me look that up real quick. Um, uh, I'm almost positive the answer is no. I may have to retcon that in a second. They were also farther out than you, so it makes sense. No. But yeah, no.
Well, we should probably see what new excitement awaits us at the castle.
Of course. One of the guards is like, as your name is becoming more and more known in the city, right? One of the guards is like, makes a comment, something to the extent of, we'd rather have the 5 of you here than 200 of them knights. And he spits on the ground.
Well, one of
And then he looks at the one in armor, and he's no, I didn't, no offense, sir.
Does he say that too? Does he say me or Darrett?
Darrett's not with you at the moment.
Oh, he's not.
No, he went back with it. Yeah, just I had said 5 because I meant Miranda, but yeah.
Just remember who you swear fealty to. And I
Ooh.
enter. Is this not a city in the Empire of Solemnia? No.
It is vaguely, but not.
They're far enough away that
The reason they have a militia, the reason they have a militia is because they've learned not to rely on the knights.
And everyone just shits on the knights. They don't like them.
In general, yes, but this is also like, yes, technically they're within the reach of Solemnia, but the reason they have a good militia is because they've learned they just can't. They won't come quickly. So, all right, you guys enter, and I assume you guys are going to head to the castle, or you head somewhere else. And
I think we'd want to report
Yeah.
back probably first, or
Mm-hmm.
I go in. So you enter the courtyard of Castle Kalaman.
Can I just insert something quickly as we walk?
Sure.
Cass would kind of pull Brallin aside and say, these knight types are very strict. Protocol is important to them. And I'll have the same conversation with Quinton. What we've seen Kato do with his divine abilities, all of that, calling him sir, none of that is appropriate. These warriors will not abide that. I think more listening than speaking is in order. And because Miranda isn't here, I'll add to you, Quinton. That goes double for you.
I think if you brought that up to Quinton, he'd start reciting facts about like the Knights of Solemnia back to you, because he wanted to be a knight so bad as a kid that he'd be like, "Oh, I know. Like, don't worry, it won't be a problem. And let me tell you, blah 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 blah."
Okay, then it seems we're of one accord. We will not embarrass our friend here or reveal any of his idiosyncrasies in mixed company.
Well, we're not gonna. Yeah, we won't. Yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah, it's only. Yeah, of course. I'm not gonna embarrass my my guy. Guy, right? Is that Kato? What am I calling you?
He seems distracted.
Guy.
Not available.
And Brallin, for the purposes of being with other knights, you are not a squire in their eyes. You are a squire in our eyes, but let's not give them any reason to discredit the good work we have done. If you understand what I'm trying to impart here.
Don't look like an idiot in front of these guys.
How do I look?
Yes. I think we've gained a
Look okay.
reputation. Maybe the 5 of us, maybe that will give us some favor in their eyes, but it may also do the opposite because we do not fight the way they fight. We do not behave the way they behave. So it's again, let's do more listening than talking. And if any talking is to be done, perhaps Kato, who's dealt most with his own kind, it would be our best spokesperson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's very good.
Okay. So,
Good call, by the way.
If Miranda were here, like Cass would have just been happy to like let her do the work. But yeah.
So you get up to the castle, and the castle gates are closed. But there is a guard outside who recognizes you immediately, and he waves you over, and he says, "Big meeting inside, but if you need to get in, we can let you in."
We have news to report of Steel Spring.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Let me just get the gate, and he goes over to pull up the the winch. The gates open, and you see inside to the courtyards of the castle. The courtyards are pretty deserted, which is not super weird considering most of the defenders went with Vendry. So it's not like it's just, but it's more empty than you've seen it. Is really what I'm getting at. You move in, and there's covered cloisters where the city council has their like conference rooms, and you've been in and out of there a few times. And the pathway into those, you see 2 heavily armored knights of Solemnia on horseback, sort of blocking the route through there. One of them holds a banner bearing the emblem of the rose.
Oh,
I think, Kato,
Yes.
we've decided that we're going to let you speak.
In all regards, or
Yeah. We don't want to. We're not looking to be idiots. We want you to speak for us.
These are your countrymen, your colleagues. We feel you're the best representative for our group when dealing with the knights.
all right. And like you see, he is like looks so nervous.
you want me to consult the bones?
I don't. I don't think that'll be necessary, Quinton.
Okay.
I will approach.
Okay. They're pretty statuesque, I'd say, as you walk up. The wind is sort of blowing across them. Their armor moves. What is everyone's passive perception? I know
14.
Brallin. Yours 19.
Cass,
13.
11.
Brallin, that's your passive or that's just your perception?
That's my passive perception.
It's 19. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, Kato, Kato, you move up there, and they just don't acknowledge you. Like they are physically blocking the way into the conference rooms. I
And
don't
Kato will-
go ahead. Sorry.
he will give his name himself,
Mhm.
his credentials, his allegiances, and state we have information to give to the council in regards to the Battle of Steel Spring.
So the one on the one on your right, sort of turns his head down at you, and turns his head back up, staring forward past you. Not an acknowledgement of what you just said. Nothing.
Mm.
Brallin,
Yes.
as you're watching this in front of you play out, the one thing you start to notice is you're positing on what it means to be a squire, and are you a squire really, or what is it really? You just are looking like, I would say, maybe a little disappointed with these knights. I don't want to inject an emotion on you.
Oh,
But
he's
you're
already pissed off that they're treating
Yeah.
Kato like
Well,
that.
Well, but you're disappointed because like you've seen, you've seen, for instance, the armor that is that Darrett has,
Mhm.
and how well he keeps his armor. But this is old and rusty, or it's not rusty, but there are spots of rust. Like it's not well taken care of armor in front of you.
Okay, and I think that's gonna. I don't know. I think maybe that would kind of lead him to maybe not give as much respect as he was asked to give. So I think he might like that alone. Like even looking at Kato, right? Kato, how's your armor? Even though we've gone.
Like spotless,
Mhm.
other than maybe the
Okay.
few dents that he couldn't really repair. It's well taken care of.
Mhm. So I think he might move along and just kind of pull. I think he wouldn't say anything because he was asked to, but he'll gesture Kato to come back for a moment.
What's the issue?
I know. I mean, first off,
And those of you who watch that whole thing happen, the knights don't even really acknowledge that he just. I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. The knights don't even like watch him walk away.
Mhm.
Like it's just they're looking straight ahead, past you, sort of towards the gates that you originally came in on.
I think Quinton's
True.
he's gonna be up next to like one of them. He's just gonna do like the Larry David, like try to stare into his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you up?
What's
Are
wrong,
you up?
Brallin?
I'm just wondering. I mean, first off, they're assholes, all right? Is that? I don't know if that's not. If that's what a knight's supposed to be, you're 10 times more a knight than they ever am. But second off, aren't you supposed to be like spick and span and whatnot? What is going on with that armor?
What do you mean?
Well, look, I'm just saying, look at, you're like, I could see my beautiful smile, and he smiled, in your reflection. I mean, I was looking at the back of it the entire ride here, right? And I was staring at myself. But you look at them over there, and that armor is just trash.
Well, maybe they just had a long march, didn't have time to take care of it.
But is this how knights are supposed to act?
Well,
I mean, looks
no,
like they're
but
not even paying it. They're not even paying it. What are they looking at?
And he's gonna kind of look back to just kind of follow their eyes to see what they are kind of looking at.
You can make a quick perception check.
Okay. $27.
They just look like sort of like soldiers at attention. They just seem to be looking straight ahead and
Mhm.
nothing in particular.
Let's just knock on the door. Just like knock around them.
You'd have to squeeze through them. They're on horses.
And they're on horses, so
Well, they're on horses.
I'm gonna call out right. Hey, hey, you two.
The one on the left now looks at you.
I don't know if you heard my friend here, but we need to get through. And I don't think you're the town militia or town guard. We have a symbol. I don't think you hold authority here. We need to get through. Well, I think it's
About halfway through that, his head just turns back and looks straight ahead again.
Maybe we have to say, please, sir. It's important that we see the council.
No acknowledgement.
Okay, we did salty, we did sweet. Cass, what do we do?
Cass turns to Kato and says, "We have every right to be in this castle by virtue of our position within Calaman and these emblems. Do you suggest, or can we just force our way past or demand they give us entry? They don't have authority here."
Wait, who are you saying this to?
Kato.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
on a technicality, you are correct. But they're stationed out here for a reason. And like now he's starting to click that it just seems off because he feels like he would have got all response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Corey, just from my understanding, like
Mhm.
like Darrett would not have come through here yet. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Darrett's dealing with the issue of
Okay.
Yeah. So the people, the soldiers who would normally be here are the soldiers, and there are still some roaming around. The militia who would normally be here are the militia with Vendry, with the marshal. So this place is more or less empty. There are still, bureaucrats, but the area they're in is specifically the city council chambers where they hold meetings. And so they seem to have be blocking it off so that this meeting can occur.
Nothing else, we might ascertain whether they have or are trying to seize control of the city. Any reaction from Kato?
Well, they wouldn't be here to seize control. Maybe it's just a meeting to. Well, they sent a letter to Solemnia not too long ago. Maybe now this is the messaging group that got back. It's just. I'm going to look to one of the guards,
Mm-hmm.
and in the lovely Solemnic tongue, say, "What is your honor?"
One of the knights, I assume.
Yes, one of the knights
Yeah.
in the language of Solemnia.
There is no response.
For the good of the empire, I'm gonna go try to push my way through.
Okay. you try to push your way through, and they immediately draw a sword on you. So I need everyone. I'm going to assume at this point, just for reference, we're not really going to do a battle map, but I'm going to drag you on a. I'm going to assume that Kato is right up next to the guards, and everyone else is some distance away. Is that a fair assessment? Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm only putting a battle map so you can draw your tokens so that you can roll initiative and things like that. Or not a battle map, but just a page here in a second. So there's that. So feel free to drag your and roll initiative wherever. Just to make it easy. Sorry that it's not super exciting. I can put up a handout or something if people want to see that. Time. Okay. Oh shoot. Throw some names on you guys so that I can figure out who's who. Okay. Oh, because that's not. Who's that? That's Brallin. Okay. That is Quinton? No, that's
Quinton,
Cass.
yeah.
Save, and then there's Quinton. And sorry, I'll fix this over the week. Why can't I alphabetize at the moment? Okay. So they draw a sword. Quinton, you see one of the knights draw a sword on with intent to harm. Like it's clear, undoubtedly, that he intends to harm Kato.
Okay. I think Quinton would just like instinctually cast protection from evil and good on Kato. He doesn't know what else to do. He doesn't want to make like a first move here on whatever is going
Does it
on.
require touch or it's distance, right?
Touch. Yeah, it is touch. So I'd run up and like
Okay.
maybe like kind of pat him
You're
on the
behind
back.
him. Yep. And were you still in your horse?
Probably not at this point. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kato, were you?
I would have said no, probably because you would probably return to the stables.
Okay. Okay. So you have protection from good and evil. Can you throw that up on the screen for me real quick? While I'm doing something. So the knight who drew his sword longsword. Yeah, it takes 2 swings at Kato. These are both disadvantage. Okay. Sorry. Nope, definitely a 12 doesn't hit you. So You're able to push past him if you want, but you are definitely engaged in combat. He misses you both times. The second being a critical miss. Cass, it's your turn. You now have what you thought was happening is happening now. He just
I don't
swung.
think that's Cass. There's two tokens named Cass.
Sorry.
Kato is actually up.
Who's? Oh, sorry. Thank you. It's easy to fix. Kato, you are up.
So on every circumstance that has happened, not addressing him in a capacity, the
Mhm.
rusted armor, not even remembering their oath and what their whole ideal is, and attacking without any word. And then he thinks back to just 3 days ago, what they just did at a certain scout encampment, and that ticks him off just a little bit too much. I will use a precise strike, Great Weapon Master, 3 attacks.
Okay.
So first one is coming in at advantage.
A 19 hits.
All right, let me quick thing down here. And you know what? Because it pisses him off just a little too much, he's going to throw in a first level Divine Smite.
Okay.
So it'll be this damage plus 3d8.
So 17 slashing.
So
3D.
30
Okay.
total.
Okay. So I'm going to need you to do one more thing here in a second. But let me narrate something real quick. As your as you swing the halberd upon them, right? It comes off, and you're able to sort of a piece one of the plates in the plate mail. It just clangs on it, and it pops off. And underneath, you see not at all what you expected. You see the rotting form of a creature inside that suit of armor. So I believe you get another 1d8.
I sure do. So 36 total.
Okay, 36 total. Thank you. I'm just keeping them here for now because I don't have tokens for them. Okay. The other night.
Oh, I'm still up. That was just one attack.
Okay, sorry. Yep. Go for it.
As I said, he's swinging wildly. He is very upset. Number 2, 18 to hit.
Attacking the same one.
Yep.
Hits.
17.
You have killed him, and his plate just sort of like the form inside of him sort of loses all coherence, and so the plate mail itself doesn't fall apart, but sort of as he falls apart, pieces of plate mail that shouldn't, like, they accordion closed, and it just sort of topples off of the horse that he's on. The horse is alive, not undead. All right, what next?
I got one more attack. And we're going to just swing recklessly again at the guy who's on the other horse.
Mhm.
Big old backhanded swing. 14?
That hits the plate, but doesn't. But you have no doubt that both of them are undead, just to be clear, even though you haven't revealed that about the second one. Brallin.
Could I see that they are undead from where I'm at?
Yeah, this would all be.
Okay, I'm going to look back. You said there are other guards around soldiers, or not really?
Within, like, there are, but within 300, 400 feet away, like, not. You could see other people,
Okay.
but they're not within
right.
immediate distance.
First thing, we need to take care of this guy. And then second thing is he would say, "Oh, people need to know what the hell's going on here." First, we'll go ahead and shoot at this guy.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do a shot. First attack, I'm going to use another at advantage, and we'll try this again with a sharpshooter.
Okay. Miss.
Okay.
Or-
It would miss. Okay, so then I'm gonna do it again. At advantage. This time without sharpshooter. 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right, let's see this damage if I like it. Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
10 points plus, and here we go. I am going to roll an additional d8 for that feat.
Okay.
So we get a 3.
Okay.
And then I am going to have them marked as a favored foe to give
Okay.
them an additional d4 damage.
Okay.
And no one else is around, so we're gonna get the Drake out, and we're gonna go ahead and have him attack as well.
Okay.
All right, we'll
Go, Gertie.
get him, Gert. And just so you know, I keep on changing it every time, but she would have 30 hit points at this point.
Okay.
Gertie's going out, and she will attempt to strike. Let me get her up. All right.
Shift double clicking on the icon should bring up, in case you guys don't know that keystroke.
Okay. All right.
Hits.
Nice. Getting a 2 points. All right.
Anything else, Brallin? You're still keeping distance, right?
I'm keeping a little bit of distance just away because I don't need to get any closer.
Cass.
I don't see any enemy tokens. Is that intentional?
Correct. I'm not using.
right.
Yeah.
So Cass is gonna run up next to Kato to be able
Got
to
it.
get that
Yep. No problem.
sneak attack. All right. First, gonna strike with the short sword.
Misses.
All right.
Or
bonus-
hits the armor, and I mean, you know what I mean by miss.
All right. Bonus action dagger.
That hits.
Nice.
All right. So then 5 piercing and 12 sneak attack.
Okay. Okay.
But actually, I think the piercing would be 2 less because that was with my offhand.
Right. So
So 3 plus
15.
12. Yeah. And that'll do it.
Okay.
I'll use a reaction for the Drake to add an additional d6 damage.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll that too. So as you attack, like it's waiting for you to attack, and it goes ahead and tries to do an additional little spit of acid on him. 6.
Okay. Nice.
Point.
Okay. 36. All right. I'm sorry, 38. All right. All right. Quinton.
This thing is still mounted on a horse.
Correct.
I think Quinton will move. I guess he's right behind Kato, but he'll step forward and he's going to cast a Thunder Wave at 2nd level.
Okay.
Try to knock this guy off his horse.
Okay.
Part of it. Let's see. This, I think it'll cast it at 2nd level.
Yep. Perfect. So Constitution. He has a +3 Constitution. So he passes it. So that's
8 points of thunder.
8 points. Okay.
And that'll be it, I think. I don't think I have anything I want.
I think that actually takes care of it. 1 second. Let me just make Yeah, that might have, you basically blew the plate mail off of him, and he no longer had coherence. Like he just sort of like the horse freaks out. You see the plate mail pieces of the plate mail start to fly off of him. The horse bucks, and as he falls to the ground, like the plate mail just is sort of like inside, just empty. Basically, it just clatters to the ground like nothing was in it at all. Sort of dust and pieces of flesh sort of fall out from in between. Since it is since it's the end, and I want to leave it a little bit on a cliffhanger, I'm going to speed things a little bit up here, just to go. As you recognize that something's very wrong, right? And as you rush forwards, the chamber where you have met with the governor and the city council often, the hallways towards it completely empty. There's no one around, which is very, very strange. As you get towards the council chamber's door, it's slightly ajar, and there's no guards in front of it. Very, very strange, both of that. Everything around you is silent. As you stride into the chamber, there is just a scene of slaughter all across the room. Several guards wearing the colors of the Kalaman's militia are tangled in a bundle amid skeletal remains in tarnished Solemnic armor, similar to what you saw outside. The bloody bodies of Kalaman's council members are all slumped in their chairs, dead. And across the room's large table, in the chairs and on the table, at a position of honor opposite the door from where you walk in, the Governor Miat's body is transfixed to his chair, a gleaming longsword just straight through his chest and straight through the chair. And standing next to the governor's body, you see a man you've never seen before in Solemnic armor, rocking back on sort of the back two legs of the chair. His two booted feet on the table as he balances a scroll on one finger. And there is blood just everywhere. So that's where we'll leave it. The city council of Kalaman's completely dead. There's an individual in front of you who is, you don't know who. I might have a picture, actually. Hold on. That's where I'll leave it.
Oh, man.
And yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate you guys. Oop, that's not what's his name. Maybe C. We appreciate you joining us here. We will be back most likely next week. It might be we might have a break over the 2 weeks from now, but you can watch on our Discord for the latest streaming schedule, and we'll let you know on Sunday what's going on. I want to thank the players for joining us, and I want to hope that Miranda gets better quickly, so that she can join us next week to figure out what the heck is going on. So with that, we're going to say goodnight. Thank you. Like I said, if you haven't had a chance to join the Discord channel, please do, so you can learn about all the stuff we get involved in. And with that, good night. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Have a good night.